Mindrash production.
This is Football Thoughts. Red God TV.
Bafana, South Africa 2, Lesotho nil. Full-time score. Same old Bafana, you know. No style of play. They're just taking a style of play from the Europeans, basically. 18 shots to 3 shots. 8 shots on target to 1. 67 to 33 possession. 578 passes to 283. I don't know how that came about because we couldn't even make 10 passes in our half going forward. Our passing accuracy, I don't really care, bruv, to be honest with you. You know, this formation that these guys are playing up in, this 4-4-2. South Africans always gonna play the 4-4-2 because there is no other formation that can suit us as a national team because we don't have the technical players anymore. The 4-4-2 is something that all foreign coaches who come and coach South Africa, that's what they use, man. They just use this 4-4-2. Hugo Bros, this cracker. Where is he from? Where is this guy from? He's from Belgium. You see, these foreign players, these foreign coaches have no idea what South African football is. We don't use the 4-4-2 in South African football. In my opinion, the 4-3-3 with a cam is much more reliable. And we have fast wingers in South Africa. We have very skillful wingers. And in this formation, we're using fullbacks to start the attack. There's no coordination in attack in this team. If people were watching that game and were saying that we were cooking them, we're scoring, we had more shots on target, we only converted 2 out of 18. That's very bad. That's horrible. 2 out of 18. Our style of play is boring. I've always said this in international football, you just need your best players. You just need three good players who can carry the team. This thing of having a style of play and system in international football does not work. You know why? Because international football is not club football. Playing possessional play and playing the 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 build up from the back is good when you're Spain, is good when you're Germany. It's good when you're a team that's got technical ability. But when you're a team like South Africa who has barely enough players to have a first touch, it's going to be hard for you to be playing from the back. So why is this guy Hugo Bros trying to start playing from the back? Because he's trying to sabotage us like every other foreign coach that's hired from this corrupt SAFA. Is trying to sabotage this country's football because there's this PR of we have to put rugby first instead of the black sport like football. And I never wanted to bring in the racial card, but we're gonna bring it here because it has a lot to do with the effects of everything happening in this team. Mofokeng, very good player, very good player. I've said this again. He's one of our best youngsters in this team. He should be playing, definitely. Do I think he should be playing in the left wing? I prefer not because he doesn't have the physical presence. I would rather prefer him in the cam in the free role, seeing that he's likes a link up man, but his first touch is still not there yet. I know people are gonna tell me that he's young, but when you're young and you got the South African shirt on you, you're not young enough, bro. This thing of you being young, I don't really care, bro. Morgana, horrible player, no first touch. This guy is a cheese boy at best. 5 matches, 0 goals, 0 assists, 2 yellow cards. That's what he provides for in the South African team. But nah, no, because he's a fan favorite. The fans are gonna be blinded into thinking he did anything in this game. He did fuck all, man. Honestly, Jaden Adams is a solid player, but also again, like there were hences in that midfield where these guys looked like they weren't doing much. They weren't running much, and like let's say the coordination of one drops back, one goes up front. It wasn't there. They were just a mix up of the two. Mokwena, Also, useless player. 3 matches, 1 assist, 0 yellow cards, no goals. But I don't see any quality in this guy, man. As a winger, what's he got, man? South African wingers are known for being the most flary, most skillful players in the continent. But yet Safa and this Hugo Bros, who knows nothing about this culture and the culture of the football brand in South Africa, will put in guys who are fan favorites in the PSL league when the PSL league doesn't have a top goal scorer who scores over 20 goals. Defensively, we didn't do much because Lesotho are just trash, but we couldn't even take our chances against this trash Lesotho team. And then we go, to our attackers because defensively, I'm not going to talk much about them, man. Lyle Foster. Apparently, he plays for Burnley, but he ain't getting no goals, bro. 2 matches, 0 goals, 0 assists. What kind of strikers are we getting? Who are these guys we getting? These are mainstream strikers who do not deserve to be playing for this national team. This guy, 24 years old, he's still young. No, bro, when you're playing for the national team, you're not young anymore. This guy didn't provide any outlet besides shooting and hitting the post the whole game. No link up play. Nah. When he did have link up play, he was always scrabbling about, and his first touch is not even good enough. I'm surprised he even plays for Burnley, bruv, because of the quality. But that's South African football. They just get guys who are from Europe and just expect them to do the best, but they're not even the best players. But that's Safa for you people. That is fucking Safa. Only made 7 to 9 passes in our half. No cohesive attacking flow with the two strikers up front in this 4-4-2 formation. No one plays 4-4-2 anymore, bro. It's non-existent in the daily age of football. The only time someone plays a two strike up front is when the opposition team is playing three at the back. Yeah. Did you see Lesotho playing three at the back here? No, you didn't. This is how I know that this guy, Hugo Bros, is a fraud. Lesotho also played in the 4-4-2, but listen, all African nations are always going to play in the 4-4-2 because we fundamentally don't know how to set up our national teams. That's why we do so horribly in these national tournaments. When we have the better physique, the better genetics, and we have the better brains of the sport, but games like this shows you why African football is just in the pits, especially internationally. No goals were converted in the first half because we just weren't clinical enough against a bad team. Second half was fast. We scored 2 quick goals, but once the momentum died, we were back to playing the same old boring possessional based football. The difference is between international football and club football. In club, you need a system because you have a different variety of players from different countries, different backgrounds who have different attributes. But when you're in the international base, do not start a system unless you're Spanish and you're Spain who has clubs and who has club players who just play that football, so it's easier for the national team to integrate into that football. But because when you have South African players who play a whole bunch of dizzy football, whether it's showboating styles, no efficiency, you get a class and a group of has-beens who are pretending to be this classy outfit when we deep down know the real football experts, these guys don't know how to play football, bro. It's a great win. It's barely the fun to get a win nowadays. But you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking facts here at Red God TV, bro. This manager is another waste man who doesn't know how to properly use the players given to him. But when you have a corrupt organization like Safa, they're gonna recruit any white boy who looks like he knows the part and knows how to fucking do a tie, whatever. Compared to the rugby system. The rugby system is just as corrupt as the soccer system. The difference is they just get the best players. In soccer, we corrupt, but we just get players who are what? They got the most Instagramming followers. We just get players who play in Europe because we think because they play in Europe that they're better than the players that play way behind the street there in Soweto. What in a youth academy in Alex? Wake up, South Africans! Wake up! This is Red God TV.